Top 5 coolest foreign words the English language needs. Have you ever blurted out, "Wow, that guy is just so," and then were left floundering with nothing to say? Well, it's not always your fault. English doesn't have words for every situation or even the ones that happen every day. Fortunately, other languages usually do. And since we already borrow words from them, here's a few that we need to pick up right away. Number 5. Word number 5 is Schlemazel in Yiddish, which means somebody who has nothing but bad luck or the chronically unlucky. And yes, we know that half of you were saying, "Ha, that's me." But be honest, all of you know at least one guy you wouldn't trade lives with if you were paid millions of dollars to do so. These are the guys you tell sad, hilarious stories to your other friends about. You know, the guy who got the girl pregnant the first time he had sex thanks to getting the rare defective condom. The guy whose blind internet date turned out to be his mother. The dude who gets elected president despite being a career C student and within a few years has the worst terrorist attack and worst hurricane in the country's history. Number 4. At number 4 are Tatame and Hone in Japanese, meaning what you pretend to believe and what you actually believe, respectively. A whole lot of angst in the world is due to the difference between what we actually believe and what we're allowed to admit we believe. We talk about political correctness, but it goes beyond that. Even if you consider yourself the most politically incorrect, edgy guy around, when grandma asks if you like the sweater, you'll say yes and ensure you get another one next Christmas. The Japanese have just accepted this huge difference between what we mean and what we say, calling them Hone and Tatame. The first is reality as you understand it. The second is reality is filtered through what society expects. The difference is the Japanese don't seem to regard this as something to get pissed off about. They have just figured out that it's just the way the world works. Society is built on lukewarm lies. Get over it. Number 3. Scum Leery at number 3 is a Scottish Gaelic word and means when people interrupt you at mealtime. Hey, don't you just love it when you've just gotten your tacos arranged neatly in front of you when you get that knock on the door? And it's just some random stranger? Most of us have an almost instinctual hatred of that. Maybe because our evolutionary ancestors knew an interruption at mealtime meant some other predator was looking to take our freshly killed gazelle from us. Or maybe it's just because burritos don't taste as good when they're cold. Either way, Scottish Gaelic has a word for rude mealtime interruptions, Scum Leery. Literally translated, we believe it means a visit with less worth to you than even one cold French fry. Number 2. Fab foreign word at number 2 to add is Dungo in Pasquin, and it means to borrow from a friend until he has nothing left. The East Islanders have the word Dungo, which means to borrow items one by one from your friend's house until there is nothing left. It's kind of odd that this happens often enough there that they need a special word to describe it. We're picturing a whole island full of people living out the Homer Simpson and Ned Flanders relationship. Number 1. And at number 1 is the Portuguese word desanscos, meaning to pull a MacGyver. This is the art of slapping together a solution to a problem at the last minute with no advanced planning and no resources. It's the coat hanger you use to fish your car keys out of the toilet. Where most of us were taught the Boy Scout slogan, "Be prepared," and are constantly hassled if we don't plan every little thing ahead, the Portuguese value just the opposite. Coming up with frantic last-minute improvisations that somehow work is considered one of the most valued skills there. They even teach it in universities and in the armed forces. They believe this ability to slap together haphazard solutions has been key to their survival over the centuries.